I was just introduced to your work a couple of weeks ago. And so I've been listening to the 5 CDs, the introductory set. And there's one thing on one of the CDs that really had me stop for a moment. And that was when you spoke about disappointment. And you said, when you feel disappointment, it's your inner guidance telling you didn't want it in the first place. And I want to clarify that. I wasn't sure I understood what you were saying on the tape, and I'd like clarification on disappointment.
An indicator that what you're thinking right now is not a vibrational match to the desire that you hold. When you have a desire for something,
well, a feeling
and
of disappointment,
you believe that you cannot achieve it, that's what that feeling of disappointment is. All negative emotion, no matter what you call it, in every single case, is you activating a thought within you right here and now that doesn't match with your own desire. And that feeling of disappointment is just a pattern of thought that is so constant. It's really what you believe, and it is in opposition to something that you believe that you want right now.
So when you're wanting something, and you believe that that's what you're wanting, and then it doesn't occur, and then the disappointment arises, that's where I'm having trouble connecting these two. Let's say I want something, or I've met somebody and I want something to happen, and then it doesn't happen, and then I get disappointed, or I want a project to happen and it doesn't happen and I get disappointed. Well, how does the wanting...
What we always say about a feeling of disappointment is that in every case it is taking score too soon. In other words, there is never any reason for you to ever be disappointed about anything, because everything that you want is flowing to you. Mm-hmm. And sometimes a soft way around that is, if there is something that I want that isn't unfolding in the way that I think it is, sometimes a way of softening that and taking a path of lesser resistance is by saying, well, maybe there's something that I want that I cannot see. Maybe the universe is satisfying me in some way that I cannot see. But the long and the short of it is, well-being is flowing to me, whether I can see it or not, and I'm just taking score too soon. That's the way we would deal with disappointment. Disappointment, let's isolate it just a little further here. So I have defined through my life experience something that I want, and I believe I really want it. And we say to you, anything that you believe you want, you should be able to achieve. Source is not saying, oh, she thinks she wants it, but she really doesn't want it, so we won't give her what she thinks she wants, we will give her what she really wants. Source energy is giving you what you want, and you can tell whether you want something or not. And very often, the things that you feel the strongest disappointment about are the things that you really, 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 really want the most. But what's happening is you've practiced a vantage point that is so opposite. In other words, it's like saying, I want to be over there, but I'm over here. And we say, well, talk to us about what's over there. And you say, well, I'd like to talk about what's over there, but let me tell you how awful it is over here. And that's what is at the basis of most disappointment. It's amplifying mostly what is, while you're leaving what you really want untended. So the reason that you feel disappointed is because you're not letting yourself vibrate in harmony with your own desire. That's what disappointment is. You're not allowing yourself to be, at least right now, a match to what you say you want. And almost without exception, the reason that you are doing that is because you are trying to justify having it by explaining how hard it is without it. It's really an interesting cycle, you see. Yeah. So we would like to just sort of shake all of you and say there's no reason to ever be disappointed because everything that you want is coming. And you say, okay, so when's it going to get here? And we say, well, now there you're doing that. You're doing that impatient thing where you're noticing that it isn't here. Let's talk about how wonderful it will be when it gets here. And you say, well, I'm afraid to talk about how wonderful it will be when it gets here because I'm afraid that I will just feel more disappointed that it isn't here. And we say, well, where does that leave you? In other words, I'm afraid to think about it because all it will do is remind me that I don't have it. And we say, you have to find a way of thinking about what you want and feel good at the same time that you're thinking about it in order for the disappointment to go away. Disappointment, fear, anger, it doesn't matter what you call the negative emotion, is your guidance system saying to you, this thing you say you want is not active in your vibration right now, and law of attraction cannot yield it to you unless you do something about changing your vibration. Fear says, the thing that you want cannot come to you right now because you're holding a vibration that is different from what you are wanting. So what you want cannot come right now while you're holding this vibration. It's a lovely thing to have this meter within you that lets you know in every moment. And that's why we say sometimes people get so busy about trying to isolate what's wrong. And we say it's so much easier just to think about the things that are right. We tease our physical friends and we say, you've launched all of these desires. Source energy has heard them. Universal forces in conjunction with law of attraction have lined up circumstances and events to accommodate you. We promise you, you will not be disappointed. But for now, you got to chill out. So why not stop thinking about it and just pet your cat? And as you pet your cat, if it's pleasing to you, then you'll be in the place of allowing. Or as you appreciate, if it's pleasing to you, and appreciation always is, you're in the place of allowing. Or when you get on a rampage of appreciation, or when you remember something that is pleasant, or when you go to a movie that is pleasing you, or when you call a friend that is positive, or when you bask and put your feet in the cool water. In other words, anything that you can do that makes you feel good right now is the state of allowing all of the things that you've been asking for. Sometimes what happens is you get mixed up because in this process of creation, there are 3 steps. The first step is you have to ask. The second step is you have to be answered. And the third step is you have to let what you're asking for and what has been answered in. So the asking happens naturally. You're asking all over the place. The answering happens naturally. The answering is happening all over the place. But where people get off kilter is that they hold themselves not in vibrational harmony with what they want because they're so busy talking about what is in order to justify what they want. And that's where disappointment comes in. I want this thing I do not have. I'm so disappointed I do not have it. Well, don't talk about not having, talk about having it. Oh yeah, it would be so nice to have it, but that reminds me that I don't have it. Oh, now I'm disappointed again. And we say, well, you can't be disappointed and have it because that feeling of disappointment doesn't let it in. So you got to find a way of not being disappointed about not having it. And you say, well, then give it to me and I won't be disappointed. And we say, it can't be given to you. It is being given to you. You've got to let it in. You've got to get over being disappointed. Well, how do I feel not disappointed about something that doesn't happen? By feeling hopeful, by feeling anticipation, by realizing there were a lot of things that you didn't have that now you have, by realizing that the asking has to come before the answering and that everything's right on schedule. There's not a reason in the world to be disappointed. You know what we think causes it? Physical friends feel wrong about being incomplete. It's like you have this picture of who you should be, and until you achieve it, you're disappointed. And we want you to begin to realize that we are all eternal beings, which means we are always incomplete. You just got to get over being disappointed about being incomplete because it's an eternal situation, you see. So then you start saying things like, I'm not disappointed that I'm not complete. I'm actually happy because that means I'm eternal. I'm happy that there are more things to want. I'm happy that my life is continuing to unfold. I'm happy that I'm expanding. I'm happy that the idea is growing. We love watching you. You'll have something that you desire and you get lined up with it and it comes and you go yippee for about a minute. And then you've got this new vantage point with all these other options. And then you want something more, and then it comes and they say, yippee, for about a minute. But if you've got this habit of having long spans of disappointment, then your yippies get fewer and fewer and fewer and fewer, you see. But when you start saying, I'm always expanding, and it's not about getting it done, it's about the journey, we think you've asked a very powerful question here because that feeling of disappointment is really what is at the heart of holding you apart from the resources that are you that keeps you from really enjoying the fullness of life that is you. Never be disappointed that something isn't complete. Always acknowledge that it's in the process of becoming because we are all always in the process of becoming. We're not ever going to be done. We're always incomplete. And we don't feel the least bit disappointed ever. Instead, we feel anticipation. Eager, patient anticipation. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Thank you.
You were talking also about the like your dominant vibration on things just show up in your life, like on money. Well, how do you have money? That's your vibration. If you don't have any money, obviously you probably don't not really secure on that conversation, whatever you want to say.
Well
that
stated.
topic.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
what my question is,
But can that change?
oh, definitely. But what I'm saying is, like, with me, isn't it sometimes that it's not necessary for me to have all the money right now? The next logical step for me is get my grip on what I'm doing, and that will just come, because that just takes care of itself. I don't need to think or worry about that. That's how it goes.
That is a very good vibrational stance for allowing abundance to flow into your experience,
Okay.
because there was no lack whatsoever within that.
Okay.
When you approach a subject like money, most people automatically gravitate to the idea that money is a really good thing and everybody should want some, because it does enhance your experience in many ways. But when we look at the joy factor of people, often money is not a big player in that. In other words, your joy factor is the barometer between your desire and your vibration right now. And while there is desire about money, and there is desire about material things, and there is desire about success, so it can be tied in, it absolutely does not need to be.
Okay.
Sometimes money complicates things. In other words, when you have money, then you require money management, and money management requires time. In other words, there are many people that live more joyful lives in the simplicity of less money than the complicated lives of a lot of money. In other words, that money is not about joy.
Yeah.
It's easy to be joyful with money. It's easy to be joyful without money, but the key operative word is be joyful, and let money be a side issue.
Okay.
Yes.
Do we have time just for a quick general question?
Yes.
Is that all right? Let's see. Oh, here's one. Okay. Like with the clock, you know how you were talking, you were driving, and the Esther and Jerry were driving one day, and the odometer read 44,444. So after I heard that, or I think I was at the workshop where you were talking about it. My odometer on my truck was like 22,222, right? Then all of a sudden, when I moved to San Diego, like every freaking day, the clock is 444, 222, 330, and I'm just like, man, I'm not even trying to look. Oh, is it 444 yet? You know, I'm just looking at the clock, and boom, there it is. I woke up one time in the middle of the night, 444. So I'm wondering, am I lining up?
That is confirmation of your alignment. It doesn't have to mean that, but in your case, it absolutely does. What it means is, as you are looking for evidence of alignment, the alignment is indicated in this way. For you to all of a sudden find something that you are aware of, it means that some part of you has directed your attention. And the fact that it's happening on those moments where there is something that is meaningful to you, it means that you were in that moment, at least in a receptive enough mode, that you could receive the response and direct your attention. And we think that on any front that means alignment. Okay. Esther has a new game that she is playing where they have a new contraption in the motor coach that shines the time and temperature on the ceiling. So when they awaken in the night, she can see it in red. And the other night she awakened, she was so excited to see it, the temperature and the time were exactly the same. In other words, and she thought, now that took some doing. And then the next morning she awakened and she saw that the temperature said 654. And she saw that the clock said 5 something. And she thought, I'll just lie here and wait. I'll just lie here and wait until the time catches up with the temperature. And so as the time was moving forward, she got more and more excited. And then all of a sudden, the temperature jumped because Jerry had turned the thermometer in the other room. And she was very unhappy because she could not get it. One morning, she awakened wanting so much for it to line up that she actually brought the thermometer into the bed with her to try to make it line up. She is just being funny about it. You didn't know about that. She is just... She is being funny about it because she understands that there's a big difference in making it happen and in it happening and you being aware of it. In other words, the universe is knocking itself out to give you evidence of all kinds to let you know about your alignment. And that's just one that is very easy to achieve.
Yeah.